Hello, everyone, and welcome to Navigating the Future of Trucking. I'm your host, Jerri Banks, and we have an action packed show today. Today, I want to start with an event that I got invited to yesterday. It's actually the start of an amazing partnership. Um, and I got to speak with a group of phenomenal kids. Special thank you to Katrina Hawkins of DJH Express National Training Academy and her partner, the amazing Tiffany Townsend of Ship Black Academy. And let me just pull up Katrina's website here. This is her website, and basically what was this all about? So DJH Express National Academy, it is a nonprofit 501c3, and basically they empower underrepresented communities, veterans, young adults ages 18 and older to get job skills and training in the transportation industry. Not necessarily trucking. Trucking is what we were talking about yesterday, but not necessarily trucking. Aviation, so many other things that Katrina is doing over there, and she's doing an amazing job. But I got the opportunity to speak to a group of youth, and I just want to thank you guys for inviting me out to be able to touch some lives, to be able to encourage our young people and talk about the trucking industry and how they can enter into the trucking industry. But not only did I talk about that, I talked about like how to move once you got into the trucking industry, everything from being a safe driver, everything from work history and not doing a lot of job hopping once you get here, professionalism in the trucking industry and what that looks like, as well as the future of trucking and where it's going. And they were excited to hear about self-driving trucks and what that future looks like. We talked about marketable skills on how and what they need to be marketable in the transportation industry. So this week is a lot, and this month is a lot of things. But for the event yesterday, it was National Youth Apprenticeship Week. So this entire week is all about inviting the youth and sharing careers with the youth that they can then take in the future and learn about, get certified, whether it's CDL, whether it's electrician, plumber, carpentry, whatever the case may be from a skills perspective, and then be able to use those skills to take care of their family, to be a game changer. And so I was really honored to be a part of that because these two ladies, they received an official proclamation from the county that their program is in. And so it just kind of showcases the hard work that they've done and the foundation that they laid. These kids were hungry. They were hungry for knowledge. They were hungry and ready to be poured into. They couldn't wait to get their CDL. So they've already been certified in overhead lineman. And so now they're neither, if you know what an overhead lineman is, it's who works on the electrical poles and do that type of work. And so now they need a CDL to be able to drive their bucket trucks. And that's what DJH Express National Academy is doing, helping them get their CDL. And so I'm super, super proud of these amazing ladies. I'm proud just to be a part of it. And so they understand how the industry is changing. Even the kids, they were eager to talk about the trucks. They were eager to talk about the skills that they need to be marketable to be able to land themselves a spot in the future of trucking. And so I share all of this to help you understand that our youth are eager and they are ready to play a very important role in the trucking industry. And that could look like autonomous trucks. It could look like trucking. It could look like flatbed, reefer, oversized, overdimensional. It could look like drones. It could look like automation. It could look like robot. It could look like so many things. But the importance is that we are prepared. The importance is that we are ready. And so it's important for you right now to start your learning and your growing process so that you can be able to complement all of these pieces that are changing the way we live, work, and play with new advancements, with new technologies, with new automation, with new autonomy. Because as I've been telling you over and over again, change is not change is a constant. It is going to happen. That is one thing that we know throughout our lives, throughout our parents' lives, throughout their parents' lives. We've seen nothing but change. But we have to grow intentionally and we have to grow on purpose. And so you are here today because you're ready to grow. You're ready to learn. You're ready to open up your mind to new possibilities because you just may not know what's out there. And so that's why I'm here every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday to share with you and talk about what's new, what's exciting, what's changing the way we live, work, and play. And so you're ready to grow. And if you're new here, welcome. Do me a huge favor and just take 3 seconds to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so that you never miss a show. Because on this show, I talk about automation. I talk about new technology entering the trucking industry, new things that are going on, happenings, Youth Apprenticeship Week. We're going to talk about Our Roads, Our Safety. I share traditional truck driving jobs that our recruitment agency can help you with and connect you with companies. But I also share jobs in the autonomous sector, jobs where we can point you in the right direction. We can help you build your skills. Our education agency can help you build your skills to be able to get these jobs so that you can combine them with your old skills and these new skills that we teach you so that you can learn and be a game changer for someone's company. And then lastly, I share the learning lane. The learning lane is brought to you by our education agency, Transport EQ. And in the learning lane, I share actionable tips that you can use right now to help you upskill and reskill for the new future of work and the new future that our industry is moving into. So again, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you turn on notifications. Make sure you download our show on all of the podcast platforms. I cannot wait to share everything that we have going on today. We're going to talk about the FMCSA campaign, Roads, Our Safety. It's for Road Safety Week. Not only is it National Apprenticeship Week, it's also Road Safety Week. So we're going to be talking about that. I'm going to share the Waabi launch. So Waabi is an autonomous vehicle developer. They are in the trucking space, and they just opened and launched a new autonomous vehicle terminal in Texas. So I'm going to talk about that. And then I'm going to give you a sneak peek of Aurora Innovation. So Aurora is a company we did a spotlight on in the past. If you did not check out that spotlight for Aurora, make sure you go back and check it out. A lot of good information, but I'm going to talk about Aurora and their terminal. I'm going to share a terminal operations and a job in the autonomous sector that you can, kind of take a look at and see if your current skills matches those skills in that autonomous sector job. And if not, we can talk about how or what you need to be doing right now to be able to prepare for that. And so thank you for being here. Our show today is brought to you by TexasCarAccidents.com. After an accident, there's 5 key questions that you need to ask yourself in any case. And these 5 questions can determine whether you have a case or not. And so even if you're not in Texas, visit the website, TexasCarAccidents.com, because it could be a great place for you to be able to determine whether or not you have a case. So let's take a break and we'll be right back. I'd like to thank our show's sponsor. Today, our show is sponsored by Texas Car Accidents. TexasCarAccidents.com with an S. After an accident, there's 5 key questions that you need to ask yourself to see if you even have a case. Even if you're not in Texas, this could be very helpful for you and a great place to start if you ever find yourself involved in an accident. Their website is a wealth of information, and our partner is Dustin over there. Make sure you tell him that you heard about TexasCarAccidents.com right here on Navigating the Future of Trucking with me, Jerri Banks. All right, welcome back. Welcome back. Again, we have an action packed show today. Do me a favor and make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you follow me across all of my social media platforms. I am Jerri Banks, again, your host, Navigating the Future of Trucking.
I'm Jerri Banks. Our agency focuses on driver recruitment and driver education. We focus on helping drivers and preparing them for the future of trucking and transportation as autonomous vehicles and automation enters the industry. Our goal is to ensure that you are equipped with the skills that you need to be successful in this new way of life. So make sure you connect with me across all of my platforms. Jerri Banks, Autonomous Trucking. I look forward to connecting with you.
Our roads, our safety. The FMCSA, this is a campaign by the FMCSA. Our roads, our safety week. It runs through this entire week, May 5th through May 11th. And our roads, our safety week, basically, it is an annual national awareness observance day. And it's meant to heighten and highlight the education about sharing the road safely with large trucks and large buses. So every single day, there is a key highlight and a key focus that they shine the light on to ensure that we're sharing the road safely. And so they educate road users on how to share the road safely, and to ultimately help us reach the goal of zero fatalities on the roadways. And so this national roadway safety strategy that they have, it continues to serve as like a roadmap for safe driving, and it outlines the FMCSA's vision for ensuring that the American Transportation Center system has safer people, safer roads, safer vehicles, safer speeds, and an adequate post-crash care. And so we highlight CMVs and commercial motor vehicles. They are a critical part of our nation's economy. You can't get anything, everything in my office, everything in your house, it was brought to you by a truck. Other ways of it's being brought to you is by air and by ship. But essentially, the majority of the goods and freight moved in America is by truck. And so they are transporting millions of dollars in goods and thousands of people across the country every single day. And so the commercial motor vehicle industry, it contributes to my livelihood, your livelihood, so many others' livelihoods. And so it's important that we work together to protect our professional truck drivers out there on the road. My son right now is out there on the road. And so I applaud the FMCSA for ensuring and spreading the word about road safety, because road safety is everybody's responsibility. It's not just the truckers. It's not just, the four-wheelers. That's what truck drivers call us. They call us four-wheelers. It's not just the four-wheelers. It's everybody's responsibility. Whether we drive, whether we ride, whether we walk, we all have to share the roadways, and we all have to work together to reach zero roadway deaths. And so our roads, our safety week is being brought to you by the FMCSA. Thank you, FMCSA, for just bringing awareness and bringing attention. Today's focus is helping share the road safely with large trucks and large buses. Now, that is very important. And the reason why is because, and I know I've done it. If you're a four-wheeler and you drive, next to trucks, I'm sure you've done it as well. They have blind spots. We have to make sure that we are careful and understand where their blind spots are, because they can't see us all the time. So if you're out there on the roadway and you're driving next to a semi truck, make sure that you're cognizant of their blind spots. Because if you're in a place where, I was always told by a trucker, if you're in a place where you can't see them in their mirror, or you can't see their mirror, they can't see you either. They cannot see you either. And so if they make a lane change, guess what? You might get hit. You might get hurt. So never be in the blind spot of a trucker. Now, with new technology, because this is the future of trucking show, and with new technology and new things that we're seeing in the industry, drop it in the comments. Tell me some of the things that are helping truckers stay safe, that are helping our roadways stay safe. If we talked about it last week, one of those things, and if you're watching, drop it in the comments. One of those things, I have it in my car, is a lane change notification. It's essentially ADAS, Advanced Driver Assistance Systems. So ADAS, that little light that comes on and blinks in your little side mirror that tells you, hey, somebody's in your blind spot, and it keeps you from changing lanes. Those are new technologies that we're seeing to help drivers stay safe, to help them see you when you are not paying attention and you're out there texting and driving and doing all the things. If you're not paying attention, those are the little things that drivers are getting, and us in our passenger cars as well are getting, to ensure that we're not changing lanes when somebody else is in that same lane. So make sure you're always paying attention to keep our roadways safe. So thank you, truckers. Thank you. Not only are we recognizing you during our Roads, Our Safety Week, we recognize and say thank you all year long for everything that you do, the sacrifices that you make in order to ensure that we get all of the things, and I get all the Amazon packages and all of the things that I need. I appreciate you. All right. So moving right along to our next topic. Our next topic is about Waabi. So Waabi is one that we haven't, and I'll definitely do a spotlight for Waabi. Waabi is one that we have not talked about and spotlighted on the show. We've talked about Kodiak. We've talked about Aurora Innovation. We've talked about Gatic AI. We've talked about Torque Robotics. We haven't talked about Waabi. So Waabi, this article comes to us from Self-Drive News. Thank you, Self-Drive News. Waabi launches a new autonomous vehicle terminal in where else other than the great state of Texas. Hello to all my Texans. If you are in Texas, just know that Texas is doing so many things. Texas is leading and pioneering the future of trucking. And it's because we have a regulatory environment that's friendly. It's because we have a climate that is friendly. And it's because we have so much freight across the big, great state of Texas. We are essentially our own country. I've said it before and I keep saying it. Don't move to Texas, though. We are full. Okay. Hey, everybody on TikTok. Hello. Don't move to Texas because we are full. I'm just playing. No, for real, we're full. Don't come. Especially in Houston, we are very full. Our freeways, our traffic. Look, we don't have no more room for you. But Texas is a great place for opportunity. It's a great place for jobs, and it is definitely a great place for the future of trucking because there's so many amazing things. Every company has every autonomous vehicle developing company has a presence in the state of Texas, and it's because the regulatory environment is friendly. Back in 2017, Senate Bill 2205 was signed, and it was one of the first bills to allow testing and deployment of autonomous vehicles. And it's because Texas recognizes the need for that. And I was just in Central Texas where I was maybe about 30 miles from State Highway. I actually drove over it to get down there. State Highway 130. It is a pilot that's happening right now with CAVNU. And so what it is, it's the Smart Freight Corridor. And this Smart Freight Corridor, they have every 650 feet, there's a little sensor, and it sends information to the autonomous vehicle, letting them know if there's danger ahead, if there's road challenges ahead, anything that they need to know in order to safely drive on and prepare for what's ahead on that highway. So this is just a pilot that's happening right now, but I foresee it happening uh, in more instances across the country. So, hats off to the legislators in Texas that are forward thinking, that are wanting to ensure our roadways are safe, but also are taking the necessary precautions to ensure that our roadways are safe. So, again, hats off to the Texas legislators and all of the companies that are doing amazing things to ensure that our roadways are safe. And also, at the end of the day, boosting up our economy, creating more jobs. Again, as I talked about in the beginning of the show, evolution. This is what we're seeing. We're seeing evolution. Things evolved when our grandparents were growing up and coming up, when our parents were coming up, and now us. We're seeing the evolution of transportation be on the forefront so that you won't be on the back end and you won't be waking up one day and be like, what just happened? What just happened? That's why you watch this show, so that you can stay in the know of what just happened. So let's go back to Waabi. Waabi has an amazing terminal that they just opened in Lancaster. And so it's in Lancaster, Texas, which is up by Dallas. Dallas is like the mecca for all things autonomy. They just welcome it, and I'm here for all of it. I'm here for it. So Waabi is a leader in autonomous driving technology. They opened their new terminal. Again, it's in Lancaster, Texas. And this move, it just signifies the commitment that they're making to expand and solidify their presence in the southern U.S. market. Now, it's a state-of-the-art facility, and it serves as the centralized hub for Waabi's autonomous trucking activities. So they're fostering growth, they're being innovative, and this new terminal, it just to kind of helps solidify things. It solidifies their presence in Texas as a key leader in autonomous vehicle development. So it's expected to create more jobs. It will stimulate more research and more development of autonomy in the area, which ultimately contributes to the local economic growth. And so Waabi aims to bring safe and reliable autonomous driving technology to the forefront of transportation. So again, thank you, Waabi. And if you want to check out this article, we'll make sure the link is right here in the description box so that you can go back and check it out. So let's take a break, and I want to say hello to everyone who is watching. If you have not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe. And I have not said hello to all of my friends on TikTok. Make sure you are tapping the screen. You're here, but TikTok is also here, and they get the behind the scenes. So they get to see me drinking water in between the breaks and all of those amazing things. Hello, Adiola. Hello, Kels, Terry, real hello, Shamni. Y'all got some names on TikTok, okay? Hey, Jerome. Hey, Gerald. Look, these are some my friends over on TikTok. They watch my videos. They always, tapping in and following me. So I just appreciate you guys for being there. If you have any questions, make sure you drop them in the comments, and I'll be sure to get to them as I can. All right, let us take a short break. And when I come back, we're going to talk about Aurora Innovation.
When it comes to autonomous trucks entering the trucking and transportation industry, up until now, you've only heard bits and pieces, news here, news there. There's been no centralized place for you to learn about autonomous trucks. Join me every Wednesday and Thursday and Friday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time as I share information, news, and education on how you can stay prepared for autonomous trucks and autonomy entering the trucking and transportation industry.
All right. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Again, if you have not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Look for us on all your podcast platforms as well. Aurora Innovation. Aurora, we're going to take a look at I'm going to give you a sneak peek at Aurora's terminal. And so what is Aurora? Aurora is a autonomous vehicle developer. They are one of the ones leading the pack. And their trucks they have an operation in the Dallas area, in the Houston area, Pittsburgh, and some other locations across the U.S., but primarily from an operations perspective, it's Dallas, Houston, and Pittsburgh. And so their trucks, they navigate autonomously along highways, including lane changing, merging, responding to traffic conditions. They utilize a series of sensors and LiDAR and motion planning and perception mapping to navigate through traffic and on the interstate. But it is I found this really, really interesting about Aurora. So the mapping that they use a high definition, lightweight, scalable map, and that provides accurate and precise information about the roadways. And so if they come across anything on the roadways that is new or that has changed, the atlas, that's what they call their map, it evolves. And it evolves to reflect like the current state of the road, like what is happening right now. And so it immediately updates the entire Aurora driver so that everyone and all of the trucks in the fleet can benefit from these new observations, this new change that just happened. Whatever that new change is on the roadway, if it happened, it's going to update everyone, all the truck, not everyone, but of course everyone, but all the trucks as well. And so I want you to really check out this video that I'm about to show you. The first thing I want you to look at is this amazing videography of the drone pilot. So the drone pilot, he is phenomenal. Once you look at this, like you're going to be like me when I first saw it, and you're going to be like, wow, this is amazing. How can this drone pilot, and if you want to be a drone pilot, go look it up. There's ways that you can go out and you can get your drone license. It has to be done through the FAA. And but it's I've looked it up in the past. It's a 2-day class that you can take to go get your drone license. And there's so many opportunities that you can get as a drone pilot, from real estate to videography, to bridge inspections. I just had to throw that in there because I'm always sharing new career opportunities, new skills to my kids, because I have a 14-year-old and an 18-year-old. The older ones are already in transportation or aviation. I push them to transportation in trucking or transportation in the aviation sector, because that's just where my husband and I came from. And so I definitely push them to that. But I also share with them new careers and introduce them to new careers and new opportunities. And so if you're a parent or someone who is always speaking to youth like I am, or new people entering the transportation industry, because it's not just trucking, it's aviation, it's railroad, it's coast. Like there's so many things from a logistics transportation perspective. And so I did a lot of research on drone pilot because my 14-year-old, he's very interested in the drone avenue, the drone pathway. And so he did a summer where he learned how to fly drone. Well, first he learned to build the drone, then he learned how to fly the drone. And so he put it together, and then it was a STEM class that he took. And then he went out and, flew it and had all these little sessions and things like that. But you can get your drone pilot as well. And you do have to learn. I think the drone pilot is part FA part 125, if I remember correctly. But look into that. Start right here on YouTube. Start right on YouTube to learn more about the drone pilot. But there's so many careers and pathways that you can go into, and drone pilots make a ton of money. They make a ton of money. So it's definitely a career pathway that I've been sharing with my kids, and I want you to share with yours. Or if you're interested, jump in it. By all means, jump right into it. And so, what I want you to look at, other than the drone pilot's amazing work, I want you to look at the terminal operations and what's going on in this terminal operations. And for those of you on TikTok, I know you can't see it, but I'm going to share it there as well. But I want you to see what's going on in this terminal operation. I want you to see, while you're watching this video, I want you to be thinking about what changes. If you work in the autonomous sector, what changes are going to be made to your role as the driver, and what roles and responsibilities do you think you need to be learning right now, or honing in on right now, or based on what you're going to be doing at the terminal. And then lastly, I want you to think about what are some of the key skills that you think you're going to need as an operator or a specialist working at the terminal. So let me just, before I say anything else, let me just get right to the video, because I do want you to be able to see this. I think it's a great depiction of an autonomous terminal. And here we go.
Is clear to enter the launch zone.
Wow, a lot of miles on this truck today.
Launching mission to Houston.
I'm Jerri Banks. Our agency focuses on driver recruitment and driver education. We focus on helping drivers and preparing them for the future of trucking and transportation as autonomous vehicles and automation enters the industry. Our goal is to ensure that you are equipped with the skills that you need to be successful in this new way of life. So make sure you connect with me across all of my platforms. Jerri.
Yes, what a amazing video. What some amazing drone footage that drone pilot did. Hats off to him. But beyond that, let's talk about the video. So you got to see the terminal operations and the happenings inside the terminal. I asked you to think about what changes will be made for the role of drivers working in this sector of trucking. Right now, there is a safety operator, a driver inside the truck. Their operations primarily go between Dallas and Houston and Dallas and El Paso. And so currently there is a safety operator in the truck. Long term, whatever long that looks like, that driver may be pulled out of the truck. That's their end goal, is to pull the driver out of the truck, but to do so many other things. And we're going to be sharing a position in the jobs portion of the show, talking about a position at this company. And so what skills I want you to drop in the comment, whether you're watching the replay, put hashtag replay, but drop in the comments, what skills do you think a autonomous vehicle operator will be needing at the terminal? And so as we were watching the video, I was kind of making notes of what all we saw, what type of positions we maybe have seen. The first thing that just really stood out to me was the technician position. There was guys under the hood. There were guys, and gals loading, fixing things. They were checking sensors, like all of those things. And not necessarily are you a certified technician, but I know at their terminal, there are drivers that have learned how to work on the sensors, that have learned how to do basic technician functions. And so you saw those guys and gals under the hood. You saw a young lady using a tablet. So you got to be technologically savvy. You got to know how to use computers. We also saw a lot of trailers sitting in the background. So, of course, you'll be moving, shuttling trailers around. You'll be unhooking and hooking up trailers. You'll be connecting trailers to the trucks that will then deliver the freight to the local companies or the local distribution centers or the local stores. You may be doing it regional. So there's still so much work. You will never be replaced. You as the driver will never be replaced. There's unloading, there's fueling, there's so many things that need to be done. But I want to talk about some of the skills, okay? Some of the skills that you may not have thought about that you need as a trucker, as someone in the transportation industry. And you might not have thought that you need them, but you need them, and you're going to need them more so in the future of trucking. And so I posted on LinkedIn yesterday, desired skills for the future of trucking. And those skills were teamwork, communication, customer service, and problem solving. And the one thing that really stood out for me in this video was teamwork. Those guys and gals are working in a terminal operation. So that is all teamwork, all collaborative, a collaborative environment, and being able to work with your coworkers to get the mission done. In aviation, every operation that we had was a mission. We wanted to ensure that every mission was successful. And so we had to work as a team to ensure that our missions were successful. And so as you are thinking about your skills that you need to hone in and you need to build, I want you to put teamwork and customer service as the top of your list, because you're going to have to work in those environments and those settings where team and being in a team and collaborating as a team and solving problems as a team is crucial to the success of your mission. So again, thank you, Aurora, and thank you to that amazing drone pilot for that video, because that really showcased and really gave us something to think about from the standpoint. I know Aurora wanted us to see their terminal. Thank you. Great job. But I took it to another level, and I wanted you to see and think about the roles and the responsibilities that you will have, not as a long haul trucker, but as a local regional terminal operations specialist. So think about some of those skills and drop them in the comments. Let me know what some of those key skills that you saw. Maybe I missed some. Tell me what some of those key skills are, and I'd love to hear about them in the comments. We'll be right back after this message from our sponsor. I'd like to thank our show's sponsor. Today, our show is sponsored by Texas Car Accidents. TexasCarAccidents.com with an S. After an accident, there's 5 key questions that you need to ask yourself to see if you even have a case. Even if you're not in Texas, this could be very helpful for you and a great place to start if you ever find yourself involved in an accident. Their website is a wealth of information, and our partner is Dustin over there. Make sure you tell him that you heard about TexasCarAccidents.com right here on Navigating the Future of Trucking with me, Jerri Banks. Why they had the motor yard right here, right now? All right, we are back. And I want to just give you a reminder. If you have not already downloaded the ebook is called Preparing You for Autonomous Trucks, Entering the Transportation Industry. This book is a wealth of information, and it gives you a high-level overview into autonomous trucks, the key players in the industry. Are they already on the roads? Who are some of those top companies? What are the levels of autonomy? Download the book. It's a free book. You can visit our website. There's also the link that's scrolling right below, but it's our website, www.lotrrecruiting under digital download. So if you have not already uploaded or downloaded the book, make sure that you download it because it is a wealth of information. So moving right along, we're going to go right into Aurora. Aurora Innovation. Again, thank you, Aurora. Aurora has a truck operations specialist position that I want to talk about. And this position is, it's going to give you a really detailed look into the truck operations position, but also more importantly, into what are some of the required and the desired. And so I just talked about just a few minutes ago some of the desired skills that they're looking for. And so teamwork, communication, customer service, problem solving, those are desired skills. Now, what is a required skill? As a trucker, you already know. The required skills are the boxes that companies currently check. So anything from running your DAC report, pulling up your PSP, which stands for pre-employment screening. DAC stands for Drive a Check Report. And you can get a free one if you're a driver from HireRight.com. Also, other reports they run your background, they run your MVR, your motor vehicle records report. They run all of these reports to see if you are safe and reliable. Okay, and you fill out the application, they get your 10-year work history or your 7-year work history, depending on what requirements are, if you've been driving for that long. So they run all of these reports. Those are the required boxes that we check, okay? Now, the desirables are those soft skills that I was talking to you about. It's the problem solving. It's the communication. It's the customer service. It's being able to work in a team. You saw the video. They work in a team. So these are skills that you're going to need as a truck operations specialist. Now, this position, the truck operations specialist position, let me make it a little bit bigger because I want you to be able to see that fine print. So in this role, you will safely pilot and co-pilot autonomous semi-trucks and other autonomous vehicles for on-road and closed course testing. Remain alert and attentive. Log real time regarding autonomy and platform performance during testing, because that your logs and your information that you share, it's going to go to their engineers. It's going to be able to help them to refine the work and make it better across all the projects. Now, maintain up-to-date knowledge on how their self-driving technology works. They want you to understand the daily software and the different operational changes. You're going to be a public ambassador for Aurora. You're going to share the developments. You're going to share the new things that they come out with. You're going to share the information that they release, their wins, their accomplishments. You are that ambassador. And so I want to really hit home on this, because that goes to what I talked to the young kids yesterday about, having a professional image. Because you are not just carrying your brand when you work for a company. You are carrying not only your brand, but you're carrying and representing that company's brand. And so as a professional truck driver, your attire, your communication, the way you carry yourself online and in public really says so much about you and your company, and you're being judged by those things. So it's important that as a driver, you carry and have a professional image. And I love that they include that, because not a lot of companies include that in their job description. So I'm reading directly from their website. You can see it yourself. This is the required qualification. So as a driver, they want you to have at least 3 years of experience driving commercial trucks. Your license has to be valid. It has to be a Class A. They want 0 violation points, 0 points on your driving record. Here are these soft skills that I've been talking about. Excellent communication skills, both written and verbal. So your scribbly scratch and your improper grammar will not work in this role. So excellent communication skills. Those are things that in our workshops, in our webinars, in our trainings, we talk about. Ability to prioritize and make strategic decisions proactively. Ability to travel. You're going to have to travel. And what else? Ability to work night shift, work rotating shifts. These are all things that they are looking for in a driver, a truck. They call it a truck operations specialist. That's the role. Work overtime, work weekends. You're going to spend 80% of your time in the truck, which you probably already spend about 100% of your time in the truck right now if you're a driver. 80% of time in the truck. And so let's stop here, because I want to bring home that vehicle. If you didn't look at it and think about it as your office in the past, think about it as your office now. That place is your office. It's your place where you perform professional duties as a professional transportation truck operations specialist. And so those are all the requireds. Of course, have a medical, a physical on file, be able to pass the physical, meet all the DOT qualifications. But let's go and dive deeper into those desirables. I love talking about the desirables, because it's something, those desired skills are not skills that we've historically thought about in the past. And so it's really important that we develop our workforce. We prepare our workforce for those skills, for understanding those skills, for learning how to develop them, where to go develop them, and be on the lookout. In June, we're going to be hosting a webinar. And this webinar is going to help you just to understand those skills, to help you, to guide you in places where you can elaborate and learn more about those skills, but we'll also set the foundation for those skills for you as well. And if you have not already, I'll be dropping a link in the description box for a webinar that we did a couple weeks ago. And this webinar really hit home on the skills, the key players, the levels of autonomy, different things that will help you just kind of lay the foundation lay your foundation for the future of trucking and transportation. So let's talk about those desirables, those desired skills. So it's desired qualifications, and they want you to have, you don't have to be an expert, but they want you to have some type of basic technician knowledge, basic truck technician experience, an inquisitive attitude. You got to be always interested in solving problems, interested in figuring out how things work, how things tick, solving puzzles. All of those are the desired qualifications. They want you to have experience in operations, some type of technology, customer service, and in the automotive field. Those are all going to be crucial as we move into a new future where you're working more with the customer, or where you're working more with technology, or you're so deeply ingrained into the operation. And then lastly, among a few other things, proficient in G Suite. That's your Google Sheets, your Google Docs, your Google Forms, the whole G Suite network, being able to understand that. And then probably the most important one on here that I really want to highlight and bring home is the teamwork and working in a collaborative environment as a team player. Working in a collaborative environment as a team player, it only sets you apart. It only takes you and your role to another level. So that is the truck operations specialist. And so that's a role that's out there. You can go right to the Aurora website. We don't work directly with them, but you can go right to their website. If you feel like you meet the qualifications of the desirables and the requireds, definitely go check it out. Go apply. I think that position is actually in their Pittsburgh office. Yeah, it's in Pittsburgh, in their Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania operations. So good luck to you if that's one that you're interested in. Again, if you have not already downloaded the ebook, make sure you download the ebook. That ebook can be found. It's called Preparing You for Autonomous Trucks Entering the Transportation Industry. I have the link for the ebook scrolling right through at the bottom here. If you have not downloaded it, just to lay the foundation, make sure you download that ebook, because that's going to be your foundation for the future of trucking and preparing yourself for what is not to come, but what is already here. Okay. Now, the last segment of our show today is the learning lane. When we come back, I'm going to share with you the learning lane.
I'm Jerri Banks. Our agency focuses on driver recruitment and driver education. We focus on helping drivers and preparing them for the future of trucking and transportation as autonomous vehicles and automation enters the industry. Our goal is to ensure that you are equipped with the skills that you need to be successful in this new way of life. So make sure you connect with me across all of my platforms, Jerri Banks, Autonomous Trucking. I look forward to connecting with you.
All right. Thank you so much for being here. And if you have not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe and make sure you download the show across all podcast platforms. And welcome back. Welcome back. We're going to wrap up the show with our learning lane. In our learning lane, we're going to talk about professional driver development. I want to share some valuable insights that can make a very huge difference in your journey as a professional truck driver. I want you to think of these things as like insider secrets. These are things that can make moving through the transportation industry, moving through your career smoother. It can help you to avoid challenges, unexpected challenges, and ultimately set you up for a successful and a rewarding career throughout your tenure and time in transportation. And again, whether that transportation looks like aviation, trucking, railroad, whatever it looks like, I want you to consider these things. Now, in this particular instance, the very first thing I want to talk about is the power of first impressions. The power of first impressions. And so in transportation, you're often the face of your company. Think about it like this. Every interaction that you have, whether it's with clients, your customers, whether it's with your coworkers, because your coworkers are your internal customer, right? Whether it's with law enforcement, whether it's with the shipper, you're at the receiver, you're at the distribution center. Every opportunity is an opportunity to make a positive impression. And your professional appearance, your professional attire, your professional conduct, your professional communication, it goes a long way in building that trust and that respect, which can ultimately open doors for better opportunities for you and your company down the line. Now, the next thing, it is specific to trucking, because I want to highlight and talk about the FMCSA clearinghouse, because it's a database and it was started in 2020. It's a database that tracks drug and alcohol violations for commercial drivers. And this is one of the things that I really hit home on, and what I've always hit home on whenever I go and I talk to any new drivers coming into the industry at trucking schools or speaking at conferences. I hit home on the fact that drugs and alcohol are not allowed in the trucking industry. I'm sorry. I know I saw something the other day where there's talk in the administration by the president to legalize it across, the federal government. But just remember, truck driver, future truck driver, that there is no place for drugs or alcohol in trucking. You heard me talk about professionalism. That is a part, like that's in the professionalism bucket, okay, in regards to drugs and alcohol. So it's imperative that you never get a violation. Having a violation really puts a blemish on your career. So it's crucial that you understand that any violation recorded in that clearinghouse can seriously impact your ability to find work and your ability to keep your Class A CDL. One of the things that I told the new students yesterday is that your Class A CDL, it's worth its weight in gold. You can take care of your family, you can pay your bills, you can live the life that you want to live by keeping your CDL clean. All right, so stay informed, make responsible choices, because that is the key to protecting your career. All right. We're not even focused on the clearinghouse, because we do exactly what we need to do or don't do to make sure that we don't have a violation. And then the last thing I think I want to highlight from a professional driver development perspective is staying healthy out on the road. And I'm going to use my son as an example, because he is a prime example of always eating out. He always eats out. And I put so many gadgets in his truck. I put an air fryer. I put one of those griddle things. I'm like, do your best to cook your own food. Cook your own food. You don't have to go to Wingstop every other day. He loves wings. He loves wings. But I encourage him to cook his own food. And I might, be a good mom and send some groceries, like, order some groceries online so he can pick them up at Walmart, and it's going to be healthy. It's going to be healthy, because even though he's only 25, he's like 25, 24. I got a lot of kids, y'all. Forgive me. But he's like 24, 25. I encourage him to eat better. Eat better when you're out there on the road, because you're sitting a lot, and it's important that you stay healthy, you stay active, because I've talked to so many drivers and had so many instances where drivers have high blood pressure, where they have diabetes, and those are things that can be preventable. Those are preventable. And you don't want, and I told him, I said, you don't want to look, 5-10 years down the road and you're dealing with hypertension, because all you've been doing is sitting and eating fast food every day. So you have to maintain and update your medical card. So that's important. And how healthy you are determines how soon you got to go back. I've seen drivers that got to go back every 3 months. I've seen drivers that have to go back every 6 months or every year. You want a 2-year card. And so it's just a way that, you can take care of yourself inside the truck. You can cook your own food. You can hop out of the truck and do some exercises in between loads. Remember, prioritizing your well-being is an investment in your career longevity. Okay. So these are just a few important things that I want you to remember. I want you to think about as you're starting your career, whether you're starting your career as a new driver, you've been here for a long time, or you're leaving the industry soon. Think about these things. And if you're leaving the industry soon, go drop some knowledge and share some of this information with a new driver that's coming into the industry. And so there's a lot more information to learn. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about key factors that can affect your success on the road, including how tickets and accidents can impact you, why safety is so important, and how to build a strong reputation for a thriving career. So make sure you come back tomorrow, where I will be here tomorrow, Thursday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, with more tips in the learning lane on how you can continue to elevate yourself and your career in the new future of trucking and transportation. So think about how everything that I've talked about in the learning lane and how you can take control of your future in this industry. So as we wrap up, I just want to say thank you so much for being here. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you turn on the notification bell so that you never miss an opportunity when I go live. I'm here every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Again, thank you so much for being here. You guys have been absolutely amazing. Make sure you drop your, look, all of the platforms, they are right there. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn. Make sure you like, subscribe, share. Look. Hats off to my producer, Sarah. Sarah is back there doing some amazing things. All of the pop-ups, all of the things that y'all see. I don't even see them most of the time, but I'll be like, oh, wow, look at Sarah. Sarah's doing so good. My producer back there is doing some amazing things. So thank you so much, Sarah. I appreciate you as always. Thank you. And if you are looking for someone to come out and speak to your youth, if you're looking for anyone to come and speak to your training department, make sure you connect with me, because we need to prepare our youth. We need to prepare everyone for the future of trucking and transportation. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow.